Hello, fellow heirs. Welcome to Weekday Wind Down with the Word, where we will be reading Genesis 4 in the NLT version. And with that being said, let's get started. Cain and Abel. Now Adam had sexual relations with his wife Eve, and she became pregnant. When she gave birth to Cain, she said, "With the Lord's help, I have produced a man." Later, she gave birth to his brother and named him Abel. When they grew up, Abel became a shepherd while Cain cultivated the ground. When it was time for the harvest, Cain presented some of his crops as a gift to the Lord. Abel also brought a gift, the best portion of the firstborn lambs from his flock. The Lord accepted Abel and his gift, but he did not accept Cain and his gift. This made Cain very angry, and he looked dejected. "Why are you so angry?" the Lord asked Cain. "Why do you look so dejected? You will be accepted if you do what is right, but if you refuse to do what is right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you, but you must subdue it and be its master." One day, Cain suggested to his brother, "Let's go out into the field." And while they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Afterward, the Lord asked Cain, "Where's your brother? Where's Abel?" "I don't know," Cain responded. "Am I my brother's guardian?" But the Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the ground yield good crop for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer of the earth." Cain replied to the Lord, "My punishment is too great for me to bear. You have banished me from the land and from your presence. You have made me a homeless wanderer. Anyone who finds me will kill me." The Lord replied, "No, for I will give a sevenfold punishment to anyone who kills you." Then the Lord put a mark on Cain to warn anyone who might try to kill him. So Cain left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. The descendants of Cain. Cain had sexual relations with his wife, and she became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. Then Cain founded a city, which he named Enoch after his son. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methuselah. Methuselah became the father of Lamech, and Lamech married two women. The first was named Ada, the second was named Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal, who was the first of those who raised livestock and lived in tents. His brother named Jabal, the first of all who played the harp and flute. Lamech's other wife, Zillah, gave birth to a son named Tubal Cain. He became an expert in forging tools of bronze and iron. Tubal Cain had a sister named Naamah. One day, Lamech said to his wives, "Ada and Zillah, hear my voice. Listen to me, you wives of Lamech. I have killed a man who attacked me, a young man who wounded me. If someone who kills Cain is punished 7 times, then the one who kills me will be punished 70 times. The birth of Seth. Adam had sexual relations with his wife again, and she gave birth to another son. She named him Seth, for she said, "God has granted me another son in place of Abel, whom Cain killed." When Seth grew up, he had a son and named him Enosh. At that time, people first began to worship the Lord by name. So that concludes the reading of Genesis 4 in the NLT. Um, it covers the first time a man was actually killed and the punishment for it. And it's really sad, and I would not want to go through such a punishment where God severs his ties with me. That's the worst punishment ever imaginable. So for those on this earth now that don't know Jesus as Lord and Savior, you could just imagine that they don't have that connection with God and they don't know him and that love that he gives us unconditionally, and how now nothing that we can do will separate us from his love. But back then, it was not so. And this punishment that Cain had was very harsh, where he was thrown out and to be separated from his family and from God. And not only that, God made it harder for him to work the land. And I mean, that's hard. When you cannot work, that's hard. And you cannot provide, sustainability. But somehow God knew he would sustain him, and that he would be sustained. But, he couldn't do what he could do before. And I'm sure that had to be very hard for him. So it just brings to mind, even though we don't have to deal with the punishment because God gives us grace and he forgives us, we do try not to sin against God. And we try to be obedient to him. But, man, this is really deep. That even when we do wrong, God doesn't want anyone else to do wrong to us. He want to be the one that issues out the punishment. Now, I'm not talking about when we commit crimes and we have to go to jail or prison or something like that. But, a lot of things that we do wrong is just against a person. It's not a crime. We might just say, for example, lie. That's not a crime to lie, but God will, issue out, not punishment, but we reap the rewards of what we do. Even though we are saved, there are consequences. And so I was thinking about all of this as I was reading, and after I got to read, please put in the comments what you thought about chapter 4, so that we can have discussion and we can learn and grow from each other. I do thank you so much for listening and watching and being here every time. Please make sure you press that notification bell, but first you have to subscribe to even use that so that you will be notified each and every time that I make a video and you will not get behind. Thank you so much for listening and watching today, and have a blessed one. Bye.